Okay, so now we've spoken about some of the elements of growth, but now I want to talk about the tools, some of the tools that we can use to grow our chapter. Now, some of them are more obvious, some of them we know about, some of them are less obvious, but I'm going to talk about some of them in detail and some not so much. So the first one is systematic referrals by members. That's actually where members discuss B&I with their colleagues and their workmates. Okay, that's where we get people who understand with their own colleagues can kind of refer visitors and refer members, give referrals to the members of the chapter. So educate your own staff, educate your colleagues about BNI, and obviously refer to other chapters if you already have somebody in your chapter, and get referrals from other chapters to you to help you grow your chapter. So as growth coordinators, you need to actively be asking other growth coordinators, hey, refer us if somebody's already in your chapter. Now I see it in our WhatsApp groups, that's already happening. So we just need it to happen more. But it's definitely about chatting about BNI to your friends, your colleagues, your business associates, so they know what's involved. So that there are many times when I've had people come and say, "Oh, you know that network that you were speaking about," and they're not part of BNI. These people, but they know that I am, and so they will come to me knowing that I've done that. So it's about systematically talking to your own people around you and getting referrals from them. The next one is Bring Your Best Client Day. Now, Bring Your Best Client Day, it can happen all year round. However, we have a tool for this. It's called International Networking Day. So invite your best client to join you at International Networking Day. Now, when I mean you, I'm talking about your chapter. Get your chapter to have an official, invite your best client today, but make it on International Networking Day, because then they're not just connecting with your own chapter, they're connecting with a whole bunch of other people at BNI, as you have seen those who went to National Networking Day. Relationships get formed there, and the potential to be able to have people become a member of your chapter, it's a fantastic way of demonstrating what BNI can do. Bring a new substitute day. Now, you notice I said bring a new substitute day. Substitute, that's somebody who has the ability to become a member of your chapter. Or a priest. Priest's a fantastic substitute. Why? Because they know people in their parish that can use BNI, utilize BNI, become members of BNI, use the services of the members in BNI. But at the end of the day, bring a substitute, because statistically we've seen substitutes bring visitors, substitutes know how to refer and bring referrals, and they will invite people as well to come along when they're not actively as part of BNI, outside of their BNI activities as a substitute. They will look and invite other members, other people to become members of BNI. So bring a substitute. We're going to talk a little bit more in depth about visitors' days. We're going to talk a little bit more, and then a visitors' day in general is where you invite a lot of people. To the chapter. That is mass. That's about numbers, bringing a lot of people to visit the chapter. We'll talk about that. Focused inviting days or focused inviting program. My favorite, the Stacker Day. We're going to talk a bit more about that. Visitor contest. Now, a lot of chapters have done this before. They use who has the most visitors. I know of one chapter, what they did was the door prize would only be given to the person who invited somebody to the chapter. So what does that mean? Well, if you had somebody at that chapter that day and you were the only one, well, boo, you got the door prize. If there was nobody had a visitor, that door prize carried over to the next week with 2 door prizes, etc., etc. The thing was, you couldn't wait too long to get a massive door prize, because if you did, you might run the risk of somebody bringing a door prize, bringing the visitors the day you didn't. So having some sort of visitor contest to grow your chapter. Grow through the contact sphere program. As I say, that's the fear of 40, or the wheels on the bus, looking to see how you utilize your contact spheres to grow your chapter. There is something called the Diamond Growth Program. That's about going back to some of the basics. We can discuss that a little bit. The BNI game, we'll discuss that. That's another way of growing your chapter. Then some of the other tools are Personal Visitors Day. Now, Personal Visitors Day is a visitors day for somebody who is actually going to be speaking. That's inviting, well, sorry, a Personal Visitors Day is a visitors day for one person in the chapter, and it's generally a new member. So what you do is for that member, you invite a whole lot of people. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Inviting for the speaker is very effective when the speaker lets you know who they want in the room, and hopefully it's not somebody that you already have as a member. You invite a whole bunch of those people. It's kind of like a mini Stackers Day. So inviting for the speaker, very, very effective. Inviting for an introduction. Inviting for an introduction is when somebody says, I'm looking to speak to so-and-so at this engineering firm. You go, engineering firms. Do we need an engineering firm in our chapter? Could be. Let's invite as many people as we can to the chapter. That helps that particular member as well as the chapter. Then social media, growing your chapters through social media. Well, that's a fantastic way. Putting a post on there saying, do you want to grow your business? We're looking for people to pass referrals to. It's about looking to see when somebody's referred. So people put onto the I Love Four Ways or groups like that, we're looking for a plumber, and if your chapter doesn't have a plumber, see who's been referred. See who's been referred often. A lot of the times you're going to find it's a BNI member, then go to the next best person. So look to see who's been referred so that you're able to then phone them up and say, hey, listen, saw you in I Love Four Ways, you're not a BNI member, we're looking for a plumber to pass referrals to, why don't you come visit us? So utilizing social media is a fantastic platform for growing your chapter. So those are some of the, just very quickly, those are some of the tools we're going to talk about. We're going to break them down now so that we know what the program involves, what each element of what each program involves.